welcome to Back Issues. I'm Sal.
I'm Ben.
I'm Tiffany.
Today we're going to do a book I've been wanting to do since Back Issues started. Been waiting for this since we started.
And now that Ethan's gone, we can do it.
We can do it!
Woo!
Because when Ethan first picked up Venom Returns, it was drawn by Eric Larson, and it's some of my favorite Spider-Man art. I guess out of nostalgia. We'll see. Because
Okay.
Tiffany is an art person, so she will be able to destroy this and ruin my experience of enjoying this book.
Yes, you're right.
But
Wait, before we start this, I see that it's Spider-Man. Does Norman Osborn
not even
bang anyone?
No, he doesn't. No,
Okay.
there's no upsets in this story. It's simply it's as superficial as they come. You've never seen a more superficial Spider-Man story in your lives.
Wait, that's an upset in itself.
Ah,
Hey, I'll take it.
right? No,
I'll take it.
There's no horrible reveals.
Yeah, Norman Osborn agrees with that statement.
That's right.
No!
This is called Spider-Man: Revenge of the Sinister Six. They also did a story, Return of the Sinister Six, which was also drawn by Eric Larson, but they did a sequel, and they let Eric Larson write this one.
Wait, did they name it Revenge of the Sinister Six because originally Star Wars Return of the Jedi
No, it was Revenge of the
Jedi?
No, this is like 91, 92. Revenge of the Jedi had come out.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Return of the Jedi had come out in 83, so you got plenty of time. No, it was just because, okay, in the beginning, when they did Return of the Sinister Six, the Sinister Six is a team of Spider-Man villains. Basically, Stan Lee and Steve Ditko create all the Spider-Man villains within the first, 6 or 7 issues of Spider-Man. And then, around issue 8 or 9, they're like, hey, let's take all the characters we created and put them on a team, make them fight Spider-Man. Which is kind of ingenious. They just create the first league of supervillains that fights one character. And Spider-Man's like, oh, I'm screwed. Literally, it took me a whole issue to beat every one of you, and now we got all of you in one issue? F that.
Okay.
So, in the 90s, they return, and then in the 90s, they take revenge.
Okay.
And this is their revenge.
Oh.
The return one, I have it somewhere. We could do it maybe one day, but it's nowhere near as fun as this one.
Well, then
Okay.
I'm glad we're doing this.
Because the other one's written by a writer. This is written by Eric Larson.
Yay.
And Eric Larson writes and still draws Savage Dragon, his own original creation, today.
Yep.
And I'll let you decide for yourselves if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Todd McFarlane was thinking about leaving Marvel. Let him have his own Spider-Man title. He gets to write it and draw it himself.
Okay.
Eric Larson's thinking he might leave and go with Todd. Let him write it and draw it himself. And so he did. The story opens with Spider-Man and Ghost Rider fighting a giant cyborg.
Which one?
Danny Ketch. Your favorite. Don't worry, he says nothing contributory to the plot.
He also doesn't do his pen and stare ever.
Does he run away?
Does he? Yes. Not in fear, but he does.
The fight's over.
He does leave.
Because I've won. Goodbye.
Oh, his last line in this book is, I go now.
Vengeance.
I go now?
Yeah.
I gotta
Or
go
I
deal
go
with-
too.
I gotta go deal with suicide and snowblind.
Yes.
Blackout.
Yeah, at the same time. What is she talking about? Click the card above Ben's head to find out. It's a full episode about Ghost Rider. So Spider-Man and Ghost Rider are fighting a cyborg whose name is Cyborg X.
Wait, what is Ghost Rider gonna do against a cyborg?
Well, nothing. You know,
he's strong and stuff.
Yeah, he hits it with his chain, he yells at it a bunch, he tries to use a spin and stare, it doesn't work. You know,
It's a cyborg.
Yeah.
part and parcel of the Ghost Rider.
He looks cool.
trope. Yeah.
And his motorcycle probably is the most competent character in the panel.
It is. At one point, Cyborg X tries to leave, and Ghost Rider just points his motorcycle up and fires. And then catches up with him, jumps off it, and then punches it in the face.
Awesome!
And Spider-Man never stops quipping from page 1 all the way to the end.
Quip machine!
All right.
Every page he has a joke.
They're like, Spider-Man, are you alright?
Yeah, well, that's the Spider-Man I know, is the one who's, nervously always talking to the point of excess. But not like Bendis, where he, is obviously doing it to mask his fear. In this one, it's just because he's trying out his tight 5.
And
it's
also
not
great.
landing.
It's also great because he's surrounded by all these more powerful characters, so he's like, I gotta come up with something.
Yeah,
I gotta think I'm cool.
So he's working on his Type 5 with a cyborg and Ghost Rider.
Yes.
Who have no sense of humor.
Completely. And in fact, Cyborg X has even less of a sense of humor than Ghost Rider because he was like a man, and then he was gonna die, and so this experimental technology corporation like put him in this suit and tried to like save him, and then he escaped because he was like confused. He's a mess. Don't worry, he's not even a character.
Okay.
Like, they'll never do anything with him. He'll never get his own book, even though obviously there's a backdoor pilot for Cyborg X to get his own book, because he looks so awesome, and he's got such a rich history of having been a man, and having gone through combat, and tragically being trapped in a cyborg body, and all that stuff.
He looks like a combination of Cable and
A bug.
Omega X.
Oh, Omega
Red.
Yeah, but yeah, he does. Well, because all the coiled,
Yeah.
robotic rope.
That's just because they like to draw that.
Yes.
Well, that's what's cool in the 90s.
So Spider-Man and Ghost Rider fight him, and then ultimately it looks like he kills himself by throwing himself into like a building, which collapses, but in fact he escapes. And all throughout this book, it is some of my favorite visuals for Spider-Man. Look at how cool this is. For me, it never gets cool. Spider-Man never looks any cooler than when Eric Larson's drawing him.
Especially when he's
25
encased in
years ago.
shadow.
Yeah.
Because the eyes are always there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine. His hand's really weird.
Yeah.
It's like really weird.
Give me this. So, Cyborg X gets away, and then we run into Sandman, who was a member of the Sinister Six.
Right.
And in the last couple of Sinister Six team-ups, Sandman was trying to reform and become like a good guy. In fact, he wound up becoming a reservist member of the Avengers.
Oh.
Because the Avengers would take anybody at this point.
Gotcha.
Right.
And by the way, this guy, at least he doesn't shoot arrows. Like, he can turn into sand and become big constructs and
Right.
stuff. That's at least a power. So he's trying to reform himself, and Doc Ock strong-armed him into joining the Sinister Six in the last issue.
Okay.
Or in the last team-up.
Okay.
Right.
And then Sandman betrayed Doc Ock and helped Spider-Man. So in this story, Sandman is like dropping by the house that belongs to this family that had let him like stay there with them, and then it explodes.
Does he make his clothes out of sand?
I think that his clothes are basically his flesh. Like, those are the clothes that he wore.
Right.
This is literally the clothes that he was wearing when he was created in like 1964.
Right.
So-
Like, he could put on anything.
Well, they're him.
But
Right,
he's
but-
always going to look like a chump, is what you're saying.
Yeah, like he's choosing to tuck his long sleeve green striped shirt into his
Dress pants.
yes.
And loafers.
Yes, into his brown dress pants and different brown loafers.
Yes, no, he's making that choice.
I guess so.
Well, he
yeah.
made that choice a long time ago.
He's got a. It's like flexing a muscle in order to change your appearance. So it's like having to tense all the time. To have
Isn't
different
that
clothes.
the exact same way he uses his powers? You have to flex all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's using them to accomplish a
I
goal.
know
Once that
he's-
goal is complete,
He's
then
also using them to make himself look like he lifts weights all the time.
he's just really buff. Everyone looks like that when Eric Larson draws them. So,
Except for Daka.
yes. So, Sandman's, like, friends or whatever, his, like, surrogate family is murdered,
Okay.
seemingly by Doc Ock.
Okay.
Now, or at least that's who Sandman blames.
Right.
And then we cut to Doc Ock. And
Laughing about how he killed a family.
He's laughing, but not about that.
Oh.
So, this is cool, actually, because it proves that Eric Larson reads comics. In a Daredevil book, Doc Ock was trying to get adamantium arms built for him.
Okay.
And he wanted to swap them out for indestructible arms. Because the
Right.
problem is that every time he fought Spider-Man, eventually Spider-Man got the upper hand, and
And
then
rip his
destroy
arms
his arms.
Yeah.
Right.
So now he wants adamantium arms. They built them, and then Doc Ock fought Daredevil and was kept from getting them.
Okay.
Larson liked that idea, cuts to the chase, and now he has them.
Or we just got them.
He is celebrating having gotten them.
That's like a lot of adamantium
Yes.
based on that panel.
It's a lot. Oh no, and the arms are seemingly endless.
Yeah,
they go on forever.
How that incredible amount of
Well,
weight.
adamantium is self-replicating, you see.
No, it's just that he has a lot of it, and I guess they telescope into each other. Anyway, so he celebrates having achieved them, and some old guy actually helped him get them. And then he's like, "Are you gonna pay me for this?" And Doc Ock's like, "No!" And then like kills everybody, and then
All
leaves.
right, that's a fair point.
Hey, here's a little tip. If you're working with a villain, never say, "Are you going to pay me?"
Yeah,
If they don't pay you, just go.
just assume
Okay.
that the win is you got to survive.
Yeah, you lived.
So
Or don't serve the villain in the first place.
then
You don't have an option. What am I looking at?
You're looking at Mary Jane Watson Parker, Spider-Man's wife.
You're looking at a pattern that was printed on afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like she sprayed that on her body.
Where is she going?
She's not going anywhere. She's at home.
There is a lot of look going on here.
And none of it is good.
Well, when Mary Jane was created, she had like straight, regular hair, maybe some bangs. And then they kind of kept that going up until Todd McFarlane drew her. And Todd's like, big, curly, red hair. Boom. And then when Todd left, Larson's like, right, it's 1992. That's sexy. Keep that going.
I really like Flashdance.
Yeah. So I'm going to put her in that outfit. The subplot in this is that Mary Jane is working for a soap opera called Secret Hospital. And
God damn it, Marvel, and you and your secret everythings.
Yeah. She played Sybil, and she was like, you know, a total bitch. You know, whatever character that is.
Okay.
And
was she a nurse?
No.
Oh, so she was like a patient.
I don't even think she like worked at the hospital.
Ben's really interested
in what happened.
I want to know the dynamic of this fake soap opera.
But anyway, but she's looking to break out and get into movie roles, and they are auditioning for the new Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Because I guess they're worried about using his full real name,
Classic
which is
Arnold
stupid.
Schwarzenegger.
I hate that.
Yeah, like Commandant.
Yeah.
And Predatory.
And Terminated.
No, it'd be the Eliminator.
The Eliminator. Thank you. So they don't mention any of his movies, thank God.
Okay, good.
But she's auditioning for the new Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, and Spider-Man's like, "That's great, good for you! Like, congratulations." There's gonna be a nude scene, and Peter gets all prude on her, and he's like, "I don't like that. I don't like that at all."
How is has he had any relationship with Black Cat up until this point?
Yes.
While he's with Mary Jane?
No, he had his relationship with Black Cat.
Okay.
It ran its course. Then he got back together with her. Then it ran its course.
We were on a break!
Yeah, while they were on a break, he married Mary Jane.
Okay.
So yeah, no, there's no reason for Peter to be such a prude about it, but like, it's a fun little subplot. This is what you do with a married Spider-Man. Like, this actress wants to do a movie, but the movie has nude scenes, and Spider-Man has a problem with that.
So Spider-Man's got a problem with that, but every day he goes out and risks his life.
Yeah.
He might die on her.
It's a different...
In, like, incredibly tight spandex.
Right? Like, he's basically nude.
Oh, that's the problem?
It's part of the problem.
Anyway.
You know what the part of the problem is? We're never seeing that gorgeous butt.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's?
Yeah.
You practically do. Every time he turns around. The suit leaves nothing to the imagination.
No.
So anyway, so Mary Jane basically calls him a square and then leaves. Spider-Man goes out on patrol and he says something like, "Ooh, you really know how to push my buttons, Mary Jane. Calling me a square really burns me up." That's a real line from the book. Because he's like, I was a nerd when I was a kid, and then like my wife and partner called me a nerd, basically. Like that brings back like all my insecurities.
And then Peter should be like, but think about how she was dressed. Who's the jerk here?
Yeah. So, and while Spider-Man's on patrol, Sandman meets up with with 4 other members of the Sinister Six.
So, does Hobgoblin just feel really bad?
Well, that Hobgoblin is the demonic Hobgoblin from Ghost Rider,
like,
so he's an asshole.
Everyone else is wearing green, and he apparently didn't get the memo.
He did not get the memo. Yeah, he did not.
He's like, it's a green blue, right? No, it's just blue.
You stay over there.
When Doc Ock shows up, we will have a different person who's not wearing green.
Wait, I thought Doc Ock was always in green.
That's his usual uniform. He gets a way cooler uniform. He gets my favorite uniform.
Oh, because the adamantium. He's like, I gotta deck myself out.
Yeah, he's wearing green in the early scenes.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
he has an ascot.
Presumably, he's gonna be really mad at Hobgoblin because like they're supposed to be the bridesmaids.
Yeah, he's the only one who wears a different color from the rest of the team.
All right, I'm on board.
Anyway,
let's go.
So he meets up with the rest of the Sinister Six, which is Vulture, Mysterio, Electro, and Hobgoblin. Hobgoblin is a later addition. He joined in the last crossover with the Sinister Six because the original Sinister Six was Vulture, Mysterio, Electro, Sandman, and Kraven the Hunter, and Doc Ock.
Okay.
That was the team.
And Kraven the Hunter never had green either, aside from his weird eyes.
That's right. And Kraven the Hunter's also fucking dead. So he can't be on the team anymore.
Right, so they got Hobgoblin.
So they subbed in
and
Hobgoblin.
He's fun.
And he's cool, because he's always screaming about God and vengeance and whatnot. He'll be a fun character, a new addition to this team.
Yeah, I feel totally safe if I was any of those guys.
I mean, like, yeah, well...
It's like feeling safe around Baraka.
That's the funny thing is that, like,
teeth.
they're all kind of, like, conspiring against each other anyway. They're all stupid assholes. They all teamed up in the last crossover, and Doc Ock betrayed them. They're all going to team up and then go kill Doc Ock. And Sandman's like, yeah, I'm going to kill Doc Ock because he killed the people I boarded with. Ooh. And they're like, yes, that's exactly what happened, Sandman. It sounds like a great idea.
It's not that they all killed them so that Sandman would
join them. Yeah.
Instead of just asking Sandman to join them.
Yes. Well, because Sandman would have pussed out. He would have been like, oh, I'm trying to be a good guy, and I don't want my...
Why do they feel like they need Sandman?
Well, how else are you going to have someone suffocate Doc Ock with sand?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
The fact is, they need Sandman because Sandman's in the book. So...
Speaking of which, he should be able to kill anyone
I know.
very, very easily doing that.
Or at least annoy them by getting sand in their shoes.
Well, by the way, not everyone died, but and he visits them in the hospital and cries over them and whatnot.
Wow, the entire house exploded, but not everyone died.
Yeah, they're fine.
So then Sandman flags down Spider-Man on a rooftop, and he's like, listen, the Sinister Six is going to go fight Doc Ock. Fuck them. Like, you and I are going to team up, and we're going to fight everybody.
What?
And Spider-Man's like, yeah, that's cool. Anyway, I'm going to fight them, and then I'm going to hose you down with water.
No, Sandman's a good guy.
Spider-Man's like, look at my weird butt. So
Like,
right
get
now,
back
the
up.
revenge of the Sinister Six is really just the revenge against Doc Ock.
It's the revenge of the Sinister Six. The Sinister Six is getting revenge on itself.
Well, it's Sinister 5.
Yeah. So then the story kind of like wraps up with Spider-Man.
Does he agree?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's
Big
like,
time.
okay, sure.
He's like, yeah, no problem. He's like, yeah, those guys will fight Doc Ock. They'll kick his ass. Then you'll betray them, and then we'll both kick their ass.
And I'll stay in the rafters until then.
They just go for it?
They go for it.
Like, we didn't even get like a...
No.
Like, they talk, and then it's just like... And then we'll cut to them going for it. They plan for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, they're not the most bright people.
And
And that's compounded by the fact that
they're
Doc
all
Ock...
running at him. Hobgoblin can fly on a glider, and yet he's running at Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Technically, Vulture can fly, too.
Yes, and he's running too. And he's actually like 100 years old.
Yeah.
So what the hell? So they're fighting Doc Ock.
Please.
And Sandman says, like, I'm going to get revenge for the poor people that I lived with. And Doc Ock's like, Bill, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then shoots him with a gun he constructed that turns Sandman into glass.
Wait, wouldn't it just be a flamethrower?
Right, it should be. Well, maybe it's a laser.
So it's just a regular gun that could be used to kill anyone.
No, it's a... Well, yes, it could... Yeah, it would vaporize you, but turn Sandman to glass.
So...
Yeah.
That's the end of Sandman.
Yeah, and by the way, he used this in the last one.
Really?
That's how he defeated Sandman in the last crossover.
So these guys suck.
Oh, it's great. He defeats Sandman by shooting him with a gun that he used in the last one. And then he basically, like, says, I have the means and the ability to destroy all of you.
I'm like the Batman of the Justice League of the Sinister Six.
That's right.
I'm sorry, how did Sandman not be glass after the last time this happened?
Oh, they reverse engineered the gun and then turned him back into sand.
Did they not bring that with them?
No, they didn't plan on it. Because they figured the Doc Ock, like, must have...
Oh, he already did it once,
He did
so
it
he's
once.
not going to repeat his...
No, why would he do that again?
That's really not a thing. And if it was, how would you not use that to go to restaurants and screw with people? Like,
Reverse their order?
or no, like reverse their glasses filled with wine or whatever.
And turn into sand?
Yeah, just
Just wet sand. Spider-Man realizes that, like, okay, the one guy I'm teaming up with is fucking glass. I guess I better jump in. Tries to kick their ass, and then the Hulk shows up.
Why?
He's the looming figure that snuck up behind Spider-Man.
Okay, why is he there?
Because Hulk is trying to appear in more people's books.
Because Hulk looks like Savage Dragon.
Excuse me.
Did you say...
Savage Dragon has not been invented yet.
Oh.
And I resent the idea that the man who was drawing the Incredible Hulk at the time created the Savage Dragon as some kind of weird, fin-headed rip-off Hulk.
Well, just saying.
But yes, he looks identical to Savage Dragon. There's no fucking question.
Well, color palette especially.
Oh, and also design.
Did you say the Hulk snuck up behind Spider-Man?
Yeah, he's like...
When does the Hulk ever sneak?
In this.
Hulk sneak.
So Hulk shows up, and by the way, this is Bruce Banner Hulk. So, like, he has the intelligence of Bruce Banner,
Okay.
but the physique of the Hulk. So he's a regular person.
Right,
so he's
so
smart.
he's...
Yeah.
I get it. He's mad because that gun really shouldn't work.
Yeah, that's what
As
makes
a
him so angry.
scientist.
Yeah, it's just a stupid idea. No.
And also he's angry because, like, how did you get all the adamantium?
Yeah, what? So then Spider-Man and Hulk fight the Sinister Six and kick most of their asses until Doc Ock finally decides to look at them for a second. And then he just beats the living shit out of both Hulk and Spider-Man with his adamantium claws.
No,
yeah.
he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
No, he can't. No.
Yeah. You can't break adamantium.
Okay, but you can't beat the shit out of the Hulk.
You may not be
Like
able
that.
to break adamantium, but guess what? The Hulk can at least, like, push the adamantium aside and kick the fuck out of Doc Ock.
No, look.
Yeah, I see it.
No! It didn't happen, though.
Yeah, but he did. He kicked his ass. And then he's like, the police are coming, my once and future allies, and sometimes would-be assassins. If you don't want to go to jail, you can get into my spaceship and we'll fly away. And so they do, and then they leave.
Do they take Sandman? I mean, Glassman?
Yeah, they take him with them.
They're like, I just want to have that.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the masthead on the spaceship.
Yeah. So then Spider-Man is fished out of the bay by Nova, Richard Rider.
He looks terrible.
What are you talking about?
He looks horrible. Look at his mouth.
Well,
Timmy, he's just got big, luscious lips.
yeah, what's wrong with that? So Nova picks up Spider-Man and he's like, hey, we should team up. And Spider-Man's like, yeah, that would be really helpful.
That sounds great, because you have wonderful lips. I just want to kiss him for some reason.
Why is he there?
He saw him. He saw the commotion. Because he was flying by.
He's just zooming around. Just as you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then right before he's about to team up with Spider-Man, he gets a priority signal from his team, the New Warriors, on sale now. And then...
We should team up! Ba-doop, never mind!
yeah, and literally follow Nova's adventures with the super team of the 90s every month.
So is he just in that much shadow, or do they forget what color his helmet was?
No, that's
I had a big problem with
it's
that,
bad
too.
coloring. It's just usually in other coloring it's gold, but like with a lot of shadow.
All right.
So Nova leaves, exit Nova from the book for the majority of the book.
Oh.
Then we cut to Deathlock for no reason.
And he looks fabulous.
Deathlock looks awesome, right?
Deathlock mostly looks like Cyborg X.
Yes, he does.
Deathlock looks like he's going to be on some show that would be going on right now that included gladiators.
From America,
Yeah.
perhaps? Yes.
Or
He does have an American flag somewhere on his outfit as well.
He's just it's just a lot to
I
take
know.
in.
So Deathlock is like, and he muses about perhaps joining the crossover. Then we go to another character called Solo, who is the worst. Solo
Hey!
had his own book about a few months ago. And while Solo lives, terror dies. He's like a dumber, more stupid version of the Punisher with teleportation powers.
Okay.
And he sucks. If you've ever seen the Tick cartoon, he's Big Shot. Which is a Punisher joke, but like Big Shot has like a trunk of weapons on his back, and he's like a fucking brick shithouse. Yeah, that's Solo.
Okay.
So then we cut to Solo. Solo will be in the book. That's why he's there. So we take literally 2 pages to tease at the appearance of all of these rich and amazing characters like Nova and Deathlock and Solo. So you can be like,
Great.
oh, I hope they get to be in the book.
At some point.
And then indeed they do. So then we cut back. Spider-Man eventually fishes himself out of the... or after Spider-Man is ditched by Nova, he goes back home and he meets up with Mary Jane. And
Who's wearing her very best pop art dress.
That's right.
Is he making a gun?
He's making a big web cannon. He's making dueling web cannons that he's going to wear on his back. I think he's going to have like a proton pack, but for webbing.
So it's going to look like he's also imitating Doc Ock.
Well, yeah. Well, it's going to more look like he's imitating every superhero back then, because he'll have, like, guns. But Spider-Man doesn't use guns, but if these guns shoot webs, then it's okay.
He must have been really excited to draw this.
Yeah. Well, he's very excited to draw Mary Jane because of how much she's accentuated throughout these books.
Oh, yeah.
And Spider-Man's just walking around in his Spider-Man pants and no top.
Yeah.
It's warm.
It's warm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, his costume got ripped, remember? It got torn.
The legs were also ripped. Legs are fine here.
No, he put those.
He put those on first. Mary Jane fixes both the top and the bottom.
So, is she still talking about her nude scene, or is she...
First, she notices that there's, like, a pile of, like, Whopper wrappers on the table, and she's like, did you just eat, like, 6 Whoppers? And he's like, yeah, my metabolism's crazy, and I was hungry. And she's like, that shit is disgusting. It's terrible for you. So she's nagging him about what he's supposed to be eating.
Of course.
And
should have eaten, like, 7 pounds of broccoli.
And then she offers to have sex with him. And then she remembers that she actually has to leave to go do a screen test for the Schwarzenegger movie, and it immediately puts him in a bad mood.
Then she remembers, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, well, then she remembers, shit, taking off clothes. Right, I gotta go do that for the new Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Wait, hang on. You're a square.
Yeah. No.
Never mind.
It's
I
just-
thought it was literally going to be, do you want to have sex? He's like, no, I have to work on my web cannons.
Yeah, no. She
gonna
says something
nerd
like,
out.
they're talking like, they're having a banal conversation, then she says, oh, by the way, Mr. Parker. And he's like, yes, Mrs. Parker. She's like, would you care to take me out of my dress? And he's like, yes. And she's like, oh, shit, right, it's 6 o'clock, I gotta go. And he's like, fair enough, thanks for that. Spider-Man goes and gives chase to to Doc Ock. And bumps into Solo, and Solo's like, Spider-Man, we should team up and kill Doc Ock. He's like, fuck off, Solo, you suck, you're boring and stupid, you're rip-off Punisher, you're the worst. And Solo's like, ooh.
And Solo's like, thanks for showing up the way you did, where you just were exposing yourself to me, almost.
It's just a big jump.
Ta-da!
So he's jumping one way, Solo teleported in front of him, and he had to, like, stop suddenly.
Okay.
Before, Spider-Man teabagged him.
Yeah, exactly. So Spider-Man goes and attacks Doc Ock. He gets to shoot his webs once before Doc Ock says, they're all encased in that big, like, carbonated backpack, right? And then he just jabs it with his arms, and it explodes. Then,
How does Doc Ock ever lose?
Right? Well, normally he loses because his arms aren't as powerful as they are in this book.
But now they're super powerful.
So now he's unstoppable.
Okay.
So this book ends with Doc Ock taking over the world.
It would. It would. So, Spider-Man's fighting Doc Ock, and then suddenly Solo shows up and murders everyone in the room.
Like, literally! He actually shoots these people!
Yeah. And then Doc Ock says, well done, Mysterio, good illusions. Now both Spider-Man and Solo are seeing different things, and they don't see us. And, in fact, the illusions make Spider-Man see Solo killing everybody, and they let Solo think that he killed everybody, and that Spider-Man, who has been defeated by Doc Ock, is Doc Ock. So Solo's gonna do the double tap on Spider-Man. Oh no.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure something will snap him out of it.
Yeah. Nothing does. Solo is riddled with bullets by Cyborg X, and before Solo dies, he teleports away.
Okay, why is Cyborg X here?
Cyborg X was repaired and then returns to the scene of, his whatever.
He's tracked Spider-Man
Yeah,
down, being like, how dare you attack me?
He tracks Spider-Man down and then wants to help him out. Because Spider-Man tried to save him.
What?
Because, Cyborg X was just kind of malfunctioning and freaking out. And Spider-Man's trying to get him away and not trying to kill him. But Ghost Rider was like, I gotta kill you, you're evil. Spider-Man's like, get the fuck out of here, you flaming jackass.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, so Spider-Man tried to save him, and he's like, thanks a lot. So he, did him a solid by trying to murder Solo.
Oh.
And by the way, nobody says, that wasn't cool.
Well, because no one's there to say that isn't cool.
No, because
Well,
screw Solo.
They're like, well, I mean, like...
It was Solo. He's a second rate. The next morning, Mary Jane wakes up in her best lingerie.
Right, every woman sleeps like that.
Yep.
Every woman, everywhere.
Oh my god!
Sweet!
What
Good
have
to
I been missing
know!
out on?
So she wakes up, and then she's like, Spider-Man's not there. You know, and she's like, hope he's okay. And then she's thinking
I guess I'll just make some pancakes.
Yeah. Well, she thinks to herself, he's gone. I hope he's okay. He's been really broken up over this whole, nude scene thing, blah, blah, blah. And
I better not tell him about the sex scene.
Yeah. And then she notices that, that his birthday's coming up. And so she's like, oh, I gotta plan for that. And that's, a little Chekhov's gun moment. Ooh, Peter's birthday's coming up. Do they celebrate it? The answer is yes. So...
The answer is yes, and her gift is, I didn't do the nude scene.
Yeah, her gift is, I'm doing a nude scene right now with you. Bow chicka wow. So then Spider-Man wakes up looking awesome and rad.
No, he doesn't.
What?
What are you talking about? This is 1992, and he looks awesome and rad.
And why is Dr. Richard Nixon here?
That's another... Okay, so that's Oscar McDonnell. And Oscar McDonnell, doesn't matter, he dies. He's a, experimental scientist who's working with, interdimensional blah, 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 and he can create cyborg... He built Cyborg X, blah, 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 it doesn't matter. He built these cybernetic enhancements that Spider-Man can use to heal faster. So he wears those. It's just so Spider-Man can look like a cool cyborg for a minute.
What? He doesn't.
Sure he does. What are you talking about? He looks
looks
like a
like a
cool
monster.
cyborg.
No. No, he doesn't.
McDonald gives a whole boring story about how he's trying to make he's a humanitarian scientist who's building cyborgs that'll help soldiers and blah blah blah. And then Dum Dum Dugan from Shield shows up and he's like, "Hey, Spidey, what? Yeah, he takes the Infinity Formula like Nick Fury. He's been around forever too.
Okay.
So he's like, "Hey, Spidey, remember me?" And Spider-Man's like, "Hey, dum-dum, what are you doing?" He's like, "I'm here to make you immediately trust him and believe that this story that sounds really flimsy and made up is totally like believable." And he's like, "It is. Okay, bye."
But then he gets free donuts.
Yeah,
That makes me trust anybody.
exactly. So then he leaves, and on his way out, he bumps into Deathlock, and
Wait,
Deathlock's
he
like,
keeps all this stuff on?
"Yeah, because like the robot arm he has on is actually like a cast that will help accelerate his healing because he broke his arm."
Including the Venetian blinds that are on it.
That just those are like it's like having a spoiler.
Makes him look faster.
Yeah. So then Deathlock is like, "Hey, Spider-Man, let's team up." Spider-Man's like, "You got it." Weird that Deathlock only decides to team up with Spider-Man when Spider-Man looks like a cyborg. Sounds like a little bit of a racist, but let's move on. So then Spider-Man and Deathlock both attack Doc Ock, who is in the middle of like traveling to another dimension to steal weapons and stuff. Because yeah, there's like this whole subplot about Doc Ock like visiting other dimensions and discovering a like kind of benevolent dimension of like these creatures who build, you know, like crazy awesome things, and so
Like amazing technology.
yeah, so he steals all their stuff and then kills everyone on like in that dimension along with the Sinister Six.
And they're peaceful.
Yeah,
Because they're benevolent, so like they don't fight back.
no,
What exactly is Doc Ock's overall plan?
to take over the world.
Well,
It's better than the last plan he had with the Sinister Six.
which was?
He was going to release a satellite into Earth's orbit, and the pretense with the Sinister Six was that it was a death ray satellite. That if they didn't get $1 billion or something, he would use to destroy the world. As it turns out, he was going to release it anyway, and it was not a death ray satellite at all. It was, in fact, a cure for addiction to cocaine.
What?
It was a like aerosol that would infect the entire planet so that all human physiology would have violent convulsion reactions to cocaine use. And so cocaine addicts would pay like triple to be able to use cocaine again. And so Doc Ock would corner the cocaine market that way.
No, they wouldn't.
You don't corner the
So-
cocaine market like that.
So then Spider-Man and Thor fixed the problem. Anyway, Spider-Man and Deathlock fight some cool robots and stuff.
Sure.
And then they see that Cyborg X was actually like dead. He was killed also in defense of these people and this robot stuff. The whole like the whole dimensional thing was accessed by like McDonnell and that team. Like they got their technology from this other dimension as well. So everyone there dies. Like everybody's destroyed except for Dum Dum Nougat gets away.
Right.
But like everybody else dies and is destroyed. That way the miracle technology can't like be available at like, you know, Mercy General or whatever.
Okay.
So then Doc Ock and his team get away, and Spider-Man shoots it with a spider tracer so he can track it later.
Sure.
And
Loves
then
those.
and then he goes home.
And
Yeah, and Mary Jane won't have sex with him because he's a cyborg monster.
Yeah,
No, she's way into that.
yeah, she's totally into it. No, so he wakes up.
Robo-bang me, Peter!
They're all ready to go, and then and they're like, "Hey, are we gonna unfreeze Sandman so that he can be the sixth member of the Sinister Six?" And Doc Ock's like, "Oh no, I have a sixth member of the Sinister Six, and it is not Sandman." And then he shatters Sandman with his adamantium arms because it's awesome.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, when you turn him back into
So
sand anyway,
should
he'll
be-
just reform himself.
If you could find all the pieces. So
Oh.
then, as Spider-Man is like
What?
shaving, Mary Jane reveals that she got the part in the Schwarzenegger movie.
Who's she gonna? I guess she's the love interest.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's like the sexy like girl.
Okay.
But and Spider-Man's furious.
I'm gonna go kill Schwarzenheimer!
He's like, I can't believe you took the part. He's like, you don't understand. Like, this could give my Aunt May a heart attack. And what about, like, Flash Thompson and J. Jonah Jameson? I don't want them to see you naked. And she's like, I can't believe you're such a prude. And also, like, this is my career. This is what I do.
Right.
You're a huge hypocrite. And he's like,
Because you want me to succeed, but you won't let me do this thing that will let me succeed.
yeah, because, like, you want to keep me to yourself. And he's like, and then we don't see his response, and then he leaves. Yeah, so Solo dips himself in some kind of, like, rejuvenating bath so that he can show up later.
Like a Lazarus pit.
Yeah.
And
then
it's also green.
Spider-Man puts his costume back on, and he's like, it fits like a glove. Thank you so much, you're the best. And she's like, you're lucky your birthday's coming up, or else I would clobber you for your terrible attitude about my career. And then Spider-Man's like, okay, I'm gonna go fight the Sinister Six, which has beaten me, what, 3 times right now?
Yeah.
So far? And so I'm going to call my friends, the Avengers and the Fantastic Four.
On my phone.
They have phone. They have phones.
Yeah, I'm gonna call them on our phone.
Yeah, they're friends of his.
I'm not gonna just swing over there or
No,
use a secret
I'm going
button.
to call them.
Okay.
So he calls them on the phone, and the Fantastic Four are not home. So he leaves a message. And then he leaves.
He leaves his number too.
Well, he knows.
Call me back at 555.
They know
blah,
him,
blah, blah,
so
blah.
it's like, it's Pete. I'm going to go fight Doc Ock and his bad guy friends. If you wanted to help me out, that'd be a huge help, man. All right, bye. So then...
Meanwhile, Franklin Richards is like taking the voicemail. He's like writing it down on a piece of paper, and he like forgets it.
Yeah.
Where's Ghost Rider?
Fuck Ghost Rider. He left. He'll be back later.
All right.
So-
What about the Hulk?
He is like looking for them.
And Nova just never came back?
Not really. He'll be back later, too. So then, I think that Doc Ock's plan is to take over Hydra satellites that all have, like, death rays on them that are, like, rainy day plans for Hydra. And he's like, but I'm going to use them, like, now.
Okay.
So then, Doc Ock and the Sinister Six destroy Hydra. Which, by the way, is, like, why I think Hydra sucks. Because, like, this is the image I have of Hydra every time that anyone mentions Hydra. It's just hapless dudes in green uniforms screaming for their lives. It's like the Monarch's minions. That's exactly what I think of for Hydra. It's just like, oh God in heaven, someone with capabilities. Because, like, for me, I'm like, you know who defeats Hydra on a daily basis? Captain America. And in 1992, Captain America sucks.
He just had a shield.
Like, he's lame.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Marvel really likes to make their villains green.
Yeah, green is a cool color.
That's because a lot of their superheroes are red.
Yeah.
Except for the Hulk.
So then on the way over there, Spider-Man bumps into the Hulk, Ghost Rider, and Sleepwalker. Sleepwalker is another character.
I'm sorry, Sleepwalker's here?
Yeah. Sleepwalker is a superhero from the 90s who... It's an alien entity that inhabits the body of a dude, and when he's asleep, Sleepwalker shows up.
And does...
And becomes a superhero. He fights people.
So Eric Larson doesn't really understand how stories work.
What are you talking about?
Or segues?
He bumps into these characters. It's New York. It's teeming with super characters.
Right, but all these characters are just hanging out together in one alley.
Yeah.
They're doing drugs, Tiffany.
Don't tell them. So then they
Spider-Man, what are you doing here? We were doing all this cocaine.
Yeah. Oh no!
If only there was some way that we'd have a violent reaction to it. But
We could be cured of
anymore.
it. But alas, since no such cure exists, I guess I'll team up with you. So then Spider-Man and this team goes, and it's funny because he makes a comment where he's like, "Man, if Wolverine were here, we'd almost have like a spiritual reunion of the new Fantastic Four."
Right, he's like, get out of here, Sleepwalker. You're not Wolverine.
Yeah, you suck, Sleepwalker. People try to sell your book, and they're not going to be able to do it. So, by the way, we did the new Fantastic Four over there. So then Spider-Man and the lamest characters that Marvel could come up with attack the Sinister Six, and you know, and they fight.
Right.
And then it's funny because, like, you know, Hulk and Sleepwalker are like ready to do battle, and then Sleepwalker disappears because his alias woke up,
Oh, good.
and that's it, and he's gone for the rest of the book.
Does Sleepwalker ever then, like, inhabit the mind of his person and be like, you have to fall asleep again?
Yeah.
Ah!
He's like, nah, man, it's friggin' 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Dude, I gotta go to work.
Yeah.
I'm really late.
Man, Sleepwalker should just inhabit the body of a coma patient.
Right. And then he can be Sleepwalker all the time. Smart move. Again, never does it.
So, is Eric Larson's goal here to just put all the characters he wanted to draw in this
Have you
book?
seen the background of our episode today? Because yes, the answer is yes. Obviously, he wants to draw everybody.
All
So
right.
then Doc Ock reveals the 6th member of the Sinister Six, and it is Gog. And Gog is a cool monster.
Yeah.
A monster that came from space. Originally, Gog landed in the Savage Land, and Kraven the Hunter finds him, and he's like a little guy, and he decides to like take care of him. But then Gog grows exponentially over time and becomes a big monster, and then they just put him in another dimension.
How exactly was Doc Ock hiding this monster?
He was in another dimension.
Oh.
And then because Doc Ock has access to interdimensional technology now,
Right.
he can open a portal, and he brought Gog in.
How is he controlling him?
Basically through persuasion. You know, he's like, Gog. Like, he picked him up, he was nice to him. So he's
Snacks.
like, Gog, let's go. Gog is like a child.
Right.
Gog,
So-
I'll give you all the Twinkies you want if you fight for
If you
us.
fight for us, and Gog's like, sounds great.
It's
And then Marvel's like, hey, and now we got a sponsor. Hostess.
it's 4. It says you take your fruit snacks at 4.
And somehow Spider-Man alone is supposed to defeat all the people that just kicked his team's ass.
That's the penultimate
including
chapter.
God.
Yeah, that's the penultimate chapter. It's like, what? That's the most intense moment. How will he survive? How will he defeat them?
I know! Mary Jane will come in and do her nude scene to distract everybody! And then it'll be like, I was wrong about it the whole time, your nude scene's great, I'm in love with it.
That would be great. But instead, we see like a Dark Knight-esque montage of this reporter reporting on like the commotion going on.
Right.
And it's great because like, you know, Gog showed up in this building, right? And he's like leaning over it.
Yeah.
So from the back, we see like Gog is kind of like crouched over the building, just being like, "Rah."
With
So
his
the
head
reporter's-
just stuck inside.
Yes, the reporter's like, so there's this big monster like presumably vomiting into this Coliseum or whatever. Whatever will happen, God
By the
help
way,
us.
That is the worst way to go out.
Yeah, just no. Brah, drowned in heat.
Drowned in
They
heat.
drowned in monster vomit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gotta burn.
So then it's cute because you see, because it's being reported on the news, he's talking about how he's like, what's happening? When will the Avengers show up? Or perhaps a mutant team of which there are several right now.
Or anyone.
Yeah, and then we see all these characters like responding to the news report from off screen, but you know who's talking because it says, "Sheesh, what a revolting development this is." And you're like, "Oh boy, the Fantastic Four got back."
Yep.
And then you have Solo in his ridiculous room. And you have Nova watching on TV, and you know it's Nova because he's got basketball next to him.
I'm sorry, so hang on. So Nova didn't just, like, bail on him. He presumably went to go get, like, pizza or something.
No,
there was no emergency.
This is a day or so ago that he did that. He teamed up with the New Warriors, and then he went home.
And then he just never thought to check back in to see how things were going.
There was an emergency. He had a coupon for pizza. It was gonna expire.
And he had to use it.
He immediately got bored. He's like, I don't want to team up. Why'd I say that?
Yeah, why'd I say that? I don't want to volunteer for that kind of shit.
I've got a message that's going to take me anywhere else but here.
Oh, that's my communicator. I gotta go.
So then, by the way, while all this commotion's going on, we're about to get the most epic crossover in Spider-Man history. Mary Jane is outside the office of the talent agent or whatever, and she's thinking to herself about how she's like, you know, this is my job, this is my career, this is what I want to do, this is my decision. And then she's like, I hope I'm not tossing my career away, here we go, and then she goes in. Then Spider-Man fights the Sinister Six, and it's just a mess of onomatopoeias and explosions. I love the look of all these onomatopoeias. Eric Larson used them exclusively in this, and then he carries them over in Savage Dragon.
Okay.
I actually was at Emerald City Comic Con with you several months ago. I met Eric Larson for the third time, and he was drawing Savage Dragon books, and these onomatopoeias with this lettering were on the pages that he was drawing. And I was like, "Do you draw those?" And he's like, "No, they're
Pre-made.
They're pre-made." And
Okay.
I'm like, "Cool."
Yeah, those are fonts.
I'm like, "Cool. That's great. I like that."
Yeah, I like your Venn diagram for the O's.
That's cool. Spider-Man is cornered yet again by the Sinister Six, and they're like, "There's nothing you can do about it." And then the Fantastic Four show up, looking cooler than I've ever seen them look in my life. This is Eric Larson drawing the Fantastic Four is a sight that I never thought I'd want to see until I saw this full-page splash. I love this look of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
They're pretty cool looking. Then Nova shows up. Then Solo shows up. And then, like, everybody else wakes up. And it's a mess. Because, like, Mysterio then starts casting illusions. The same illusion spell I spelled before.
Yeah.
So, like, everybody's seeing, like, villains when they're seeing heroes. So, like, they're fighting each other. And so it becomes just a...
So they all fight the wrong person?
Yeah, like... Thing punches Doc Ock, and then like his neck goes like brown because he actually punched Mr. Fantastic, and Spider-Man's kicking Electro, but it's actually Human Torch, and you know.
Oh, hey, Sue's doing things.
Yeah, I love her line. "You're disgusting, Hobgoblin. Get away from me!" And then she shoots him with her like invisibility powers.
Oh no, it's Nova.
Yeah.
Literally, all you have to do is just break his little bubble.
Who?
Mysterio.
Oh yeah.
Presumably, it's just
Yeah.
glass.
Deathlock does when he shows up.
Oh, Deathlock does show up, because I was going to say, we've gotten everyone except Deathlock.
Yeah,
Also-
literally, Deathlock just cold cocks Mysterio in the back and shatters his helmet, presumably killing him because of all the glass.
It's fine.
And it's great because basically everyone is defeated. And Doc Ock is like, "You fools! You've doomed yourselves! Like, I've won!" Like, everything's coming apart. And he's just like, you can't win!
But he still has adamantium.
Oh, yeah,
arms.
and he's holding it together because also Gog then, like...
Is that when Wolverine shows up?
No, unfortunately it's not.
Oh,
By the
why
way-
did you tease that to me?
And then...
That'd be amazing. Yeah, adamantium versus adamantium. Again, that sucks. That didn't happen.
But, like, you know, he chips a claw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And then he's like, he just gets close enough. He's just like, snick.
yeah, and then he kills
You don't have
Doc
adamantium
Ock.
bones.
Like I do, motherfucker.
Or healing factor.
Yeah. So then, so Gog
bad.
attacks, and they're trying to like. Spider-Man's like, Gog's an innocent. Like he doesn't mean what he's doing. He's being manipulated. Like, and then Solo shows up and builds a big cannon and shoots Gog.
Well, he
Solo.
just turns into Kirby Crackle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he shoots Gog and it knocks Gog out basically. And then Spider-Man tries to stop Solo, but Solo disappears, and then you never see him again.
And then whatever the hell happens
And
here
then
happens.
this full page is just nothing but noise.
Yeah.
Ock basically threatens to blow up the planet using all the satellites, and Reed Richards reveals that he unplugged the machine. And then,
Wow.
And then,
Just a little
Damn
face.
it.
yeah, and then the two characters that you remarked could fly,
Yeah.
do and leave. Vulture and Hobgoblin bail.
Okay.
Wait, we can fly. Let's go.
Yeah, and then the Fantastic Four and Spider-Man regroup, and they're like, Doc Ock is a pretty formidable foe right now. He's already kicking the crap out of Thing, Mr. Fantastic, Deathlock, Nova with his adamantium hands. Like, what are we gonna do? Oh, and Spider-Man knocks out Electro by being aided by the Invisible Woman. She makes him invisible so he can slip past his like energy field.
Okay.
And then just punch him in the face. So then Sandman shows up, having reconstituted himself, now being a glass man, and then just throws all of his shards at Doc Ock.
Yes. That's amazing.
Yeah. And then
He doesn't call himself the Shredder?
no, nor does it call him like Glass Man or the Glassinator or anything like that.
Dr. Fletchett?
Yeah.
So is Spider-Man okay?
He
with
is
that?
livid.
Okay.
That's actually the word he uses. I think this is the book where I learned the word livid. But he is really pissed at
You mean
Sandman.
because Sandman murdered Doc Ock?
He tried to murder him. He doesn't quite die.
How does he not die?
He just cuts him a lot. Then Ghost Rider does his best thing ever. I go, satisfied that justice is served, and then leaves.
He doesn't do the pen and stare at anybody.
No.
He sucks.
No, he throws his cool drawing body at people. And
He's
then
learned not
leaves.
to do it. It never works.
He's like, this is never going to work.
So much.
So then Mr. Fantastic is like, I'm going to use my, like, fantastic stuff to put Gog back where he came from.
Okay.
Spider-Man's like, thanks. Spider-Man then reads Sandman the Riot Act and then goes home to Mary Jane, where she reveals that she did not take the part because it became apparent in the screen test and discussion with the director that they were not interested in her for acting capabilities. They were only interested in her because of her big boobs. She's like, that is not the role I want. I want to make it, but not using my body, and that's it. Like, I didn't even get to act. I was just being, like, a chick that Arnold bangs and then moves on from.
I'm sorry, have you seen a Schwarzenegger film?
Have
Who did you think you were going to be?
real.
Oh, I know. In the universe.
Have you seen a Schwarzenegger movies? Have you seen Exterminator?
Ben's like, I've seen them all.
Yes.
Preschool Detective.
Fresh Deal. Commander.
Kynan the Barbarian.
He's like, you know, and I was kind of a shit too. She's like, I'll take it. And then he opens the door, and everyone from Spider-Man's entire past is there, wishing him a happy birthday.
Aw.
Including Jane Jonah Jameson.
Yeah. And by the way, it's cute because she basically pretends that she forgot his birthday.
Aw.
And then when they get there, he says, you're the best actress I know.
Oh. Who's that?
That's Black Cat.
Oh, okay.
She's dating...
Awkward.
She is banging his former bully and current best friend, Flash Thompson, at this point.
Sorry, Ben. She's
Gets
with
you,
Flash.
Did we see what happened after Doc Ock is, like, impaled with all this stuff?
No, they cart him away. It's so gruesome that it's all in silhouette, and you only see, like a sleeve here.
You
All right.
see shredded limbs.
So the
like
next
the
time
clothes are pierced.
you see Doc Ock,
He is not scarred! No. Yeah, the next time you see Doc Ock, he should be like, look what they did to me!
Yeah.
Like, that'd be awesome. Nope.
No, then you would have Jigsaw.
Yeah.
like his nose should be gone.
Be cool.
He should be a disaster. He should be more machine than man.
Yeah.
Or he has skin grafts from an actual octopus so that he can change the color patterns on him so he looks like a normal
Or
person.
at least has
and then
an
he's
ink
actually
pouch.
Doc Octopus.
So,
Get out of here.
yeah.
And then
What
he's got the
the-
freaking
So this
Pirates of the
book,
Caribbean tentacles.
Davy Jones.
Yeah.
this is just a book of things that are fun to look at.
Yes! Yeah.
This
That's
book
exactly
makes
what
no
I
sense.
don't like the way Eric Larson draws the Hulk. I don't like his chin.
Well, then you
I
don't like
the
Savage.
flat top.
You don't like Savage Dragon then,
I
because
don't
that's
like
exactly
the
how he
Hulk's
draws the Hulk.
chin. Look at that.
I know.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'm sure that for some people this is it.
Yeah, that's
I
their
am
definitive
not
Hulk.
a fan.
He looks like Frankenstein.
Yeah, but for me, like, this is what it's all about. It's like just Spider-Man being Spider-Man, doing Spider-Man-y things.
I love that reporter. So apparently,
This is happening. Spider-Man: Revenge of the Sinister Six. I have a huge soft spot for this stupid, terrible comic.
It's also a terrible title, because they try to get revenge on Doc Ock, then he just bullies them into helping him again.
Yeah, and then, like, there's really no revenge that anyone else takes. I guess that, like, Spider-Man gets revenge on them for kicking his ass, like, 16 times.
Sandman gets revenge.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Did
Sandman.
you read this thing back here?
Oh, the afterword?
The Afterword by Eric Fine, the
Yeah.
associate editor.
Yeah, I read all these things.
Pretty cool stuff, huh?
What does it say?
Fast-paced plotting, witty dialogue. These are all individual sentences. Witty dialogue. It doesn't grow on trees. It takes a lot of hard work and effort to craft a tale as well as Eric did. What makes it all the more extraordinary wasn't merely the fact that it was all his first major work as writer and artist,
Yeah.
but that during work on the second chapter of the story, Eric suffered a tragedy. His home was destroyed, apparently.
Yeah.
I just love those.
Oh no! His friends blew it up to coerce him into doing something.
It's a working for Image.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom McFarlane blew up his house.
When he blamed it on, on Marvel.
On Marvel and then left. We figured it out.
Yep.
Well, thanks for enjoying this issue. Pick it up in the description box below this video. You can get a copy of Revenge of the Sinister Six, which hopefully has that terrific afterword in it. There's also a prefix that like hypes up the book a little bit as well.
None of them are written by Eric Larson.
No.
This one starts with humanity.
Yeah, that's what you'll be saying after reading Revenge of the Sinister Six.
It'll be Oh Humanity.
Oh come
Yeah.
on!
I owned the last chapter of this book as a kid.
Just that, nothing else.
That was it.
And you're like, man, I gotta figure out how this story goes.
Yes! I had to go and hunt them down.
I'm assuming
like a savage.
Dragon.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching Back Issues.